Hello, today I'm going to read The Ball That Didn't Like to Bounce by Brandon Freeman. He wrote a little note in here for my daughter, Camille, when he came to her school. And it says, "Never forget how awesome you are. There is only one of you in this world." And that's true for everyone. There's only one of you in this world. Never forget that you are awesome. Once there was a ball named George. He was a shiny red ball with yellow stripe on his middle and white stars inside the yellow stripe. George loved to roll around on the ground. He loved to fly through the air. He loved to sit quietly in one spot with the breeze flowing across his shiny rubber. However, George was not an ordinary ball. He was not like the other balls that he knew. George did not like to bounce. "A ball should always like to bounce," he heard his neighbor Betty the tennis ball say. "A ball is not a ball if it doesn't like to bounce," said his cousin Jacob the golf ball. He even heard his parents talking one night after they thought he had gone to bed. "I just don't understand. We bounce. Why doesn't he?" George didn't understand why he had to bounce. He just didn't like to do it. Was it that different? Was it really that bad? George decided to look for other balls that did not like to bounce. He searched on basketball courts and didn't find them. He searched on baseball fields and didn't find them. He even searched the beach and didn't find them. He couldn't find another ball that didn't like to bounce. George decided to give up his search. He headed home to tell his mom and his dad and his friends and family that he'd start bouncing. He was sadly rolling along and staring at the ground when he noticed a bright light in the puddle's reflection. The bright light was coming from the nearby window. It says bowling alley. George rolled into the bowling alley. First thing he heard was a ball rolling. Then he heard another ball rolling, and another one, and another one. He heard no bouncing, just the joyful sounds of balls rolling. He rolled up the first lane and saw a large, heavy ball sitting on a rack. He asked, "Why aren't you bouncing? Don't all balls like to bounce?" A large, heavy ball laughed. "Bounce? We bowling balls like to roll down the lanes, feel the wood run across our sides, and hear the crash of the pins. No, sir, we do not like to bounce." George had finally found other balls like him. He wasn't alone in this world. He could go back to his mom and his dad and his friends and his family and tell them that he wasn't so different after all. George was a happy ball. Thanks for listening.